Thank God it's Friday. It's another beautiful day to be grateful to see this very day. I'm grateful for life. I don't know about you. Good morning and welcome to Now Streaming, reaching you live from ACNNTV here in the nation's capital city. I am Rachael Egbunu, your anchor for today, and I have to co-anchor with me.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good
Thank you.
morning.
It's nice being here with you
Same here.
today.
You're
I am
welcome.
Princess Clement.
All right, you're welcome and happy weekend to you.
Happy weekend to us. Happy
Also,
Independence.
okay,
In
happy
arrears.
independence in areas. And also in the studio to do justice to some trending stories before us is the Venerable Joseph Unuayan JP. He is the Director of Civic and Political Affairs of the Church of Nigeria and the Chaplain to the National Assembly. You're welcome to the program this morning.
Thank you.
You're
Welcome to the
welcome.
program.
Thank you for having
And
me.
joining us virtually from Delta State is Dr. Ejayeta Jeroh. He is a consultant, educationist, and director of Civic and Political Affairs, Diocese of Warri, Anglican Communion. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be with my boss on set today.
Good
But I said,
morning.
you murdered my name. It's not Ejayeta, but Ejayeta. It's the right pronunciation.
Ejayeta, I'm
Thank
so
you for
sorry about
being
that.
given the privilege to be with my boss on set. Good morning.
Good
Thank you.
morning,
It's
sir.
good to
Sorry
have
about
you.
that. Viewers, you can join the conversation via the numbers showing on your screen or send your comment through our various social media handles. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. To the world, you may just be a teacher, but to us, you are heroes. Today, we salute the resilience and courage of teachers in shaping and adding value to the society. We are celebrating it today, but tomorrow, the 5th of October, is World Teachers Day, and we'll be looking at the theme for this year, which says recognizing and appreciating teachers' voices and working towards a new social contract for education. Still with me in the studio is my co-anchor, Princess Clement.
Thank you so much,
Okay, so this
Rachel.
segment you're going to be talking as a teacher, not
Okay,
my
it's fine.
co-anchor. And still have the
With the
Venerable Joseph
pleasure.
Naya JP, Director, Civic and Political Affairs of the Church of Nigeria, and the Chaplain to the National Assembly. Also joining us from Delta State is Dr. Ejayeta Jeroh. I am sorry again if I murdered the name. Consultant, educationist, and director of Civic and Political Affairs, Diocese of Warri, Anglican Communion. Thank you for still being in the studio.
Thank you.
And thank you for your analysis, Doctor, so far. I'll start with Doctor as an educationist. Like the team rightly said for this year, recognizing and appreciating teachers' voices and working towards a new social contract for education. I know when I was growing up, they do tell us. I hear teachers' rewards. It's
Don't even say it because it's not in heaven. It's right there with
okay.
us. Don't even
It's
go
in
there.
heaven, but
No, 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 no,
gradually,
no.
I think
It's
it's
here.
it's,
It's
it's
here. We
trying to
want the reward
change, and they
now.
want the reward now on earth
We
before
want it now.
we get there. So my question to you, Doctor, are the teachers' voices being recognized so far? Because it's like little or nothing is being done to the teachers. Please, your take on this, and happy Teachers Day to you.
Thank you. My answer is yes and no.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me, first of all, let me correct one listener about my boss. He's not just director, he's the national director, Civic and Political Affairs, Church of Nigeria. So we are all working under him.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very
So
much, Dr. Jeroh.
let that be corrected for the sake of proper recognition.
Noted, sir.
Having said that, the voices of teachers, are they heard? Yes and no. No, in the sense that teachers are still the least paid. Whether you are a lecturer, you are in nursery, primary, secondary, university, polytechnic, whatever you call yourself, you are a teacher. There is a need for the salaries of teachers to be better reviewed. a country cannot grow beyond the level of his educational attainment. When you lay no priority or low priority to the teaching profession, your country cannot develop more than that. Any nation that prides teachers, when I mean teachers, I mean those who are responsible in teaching and giving education support services to the nation, like I can't remember precisely which country, irrespective of where you teach, be it primary, secondary, nursery, university, you earn the same degree based on your qualification. And I think that is the way that the TROCN was going. But I don't know what happened along the line. That's why you have those who are PhD, those who are first degree, masters, and all that. And if that is done, I want to see a situation where that is done. Whether you are a professor or you are a PhD holder, a degree holder, irrespective of what you teach, your salary should be commensurate to your qualification. Because there are people who have the gift of teaching at the nursery. And so, but you know, in Nigeria and most universities or most educational institutions, you cannot be a professor if you are not in the university. That's why the colleges of education and the polytechnics cannot make you a professor. But we're just using that as a baseline to let you know that if teachers, irrespective of your qualification, are paid same wage, for instance, a teacher who is in the university and feels that I'm not satisfied with this, I want to go to the primary school and be teaching them. He goes there, his salary remains, and that doesn't bring him down. That doesn't make him less than the professor that is in the university. That is on the no aspect of it. Yes, their voices are being heard. Why did I say yes? Yes, in the sense that when they cried for this issue of remuneration, adequate caring of teachers and all that, the staff welfare packages and all that, the sixth pillar of FC 25 talks about welfare packages. And of course, based on that, the former president of the country magnanimously increased the service year of teachers in quote. I call it teachers in quote, considering education officers in this respect who are responsible for giving education support services as well as teaching in the federal unity schools, and also giving education support services to the Federal Ministry of Education. In that light, their service year was increased or readjusted from 60 years to 65 years of age and 35 years to 40 years in service, depending on which comes first. So when you take a look at that, you will say, yes, their voices are being heard. It's not easy to be a teacher. I've been a teacher for over 20 years, and I can tell you that it's not an easy thing. There are times we are stressed up. There are times we are not okay. We still have to go to classes. Like as I speak now, it's just that I had to take it as a challenge to be on this program. Otherwise, health-wise, I'm not supposed to attend to issues right now. I just managed to pick calls and talk to people if they give a call. But even at that, we still go to class, we still teach. And I think the government can do more. Yes, they have done something. I remember not quite long, there was an adjustment on the salaries of teachers at the unity school level, which that was, I think, 40% adjustment. But it has to do with the general compass and salary structure. On that basis, we can say that the voices of teachers are being heard. For the university lecturers, they need to do more, because I can tell you that what it takes to be a professor is not a day's meat. You need to research. You need to carry out researches. I remember just only my PhD program, only the rats I bought was 2 million. Oh. Just buying only rats, not carrying out research on it. Just procurement of the rats cost me 2 million. What about the feeding? What about the analysis done on those rats? You can imagine. And then this is what a professor will be doing year in, year out. then that's for those in the sciences. Those in education, they spend a lot of money going to the field, issuing questionnaire, and then at the end of the day, how much is the salary of a professor? I think all this need to be reviewed. Even those who are lecturing in the medical field, you see, if you don't, make the teachers comfortable. In fact, I'm afraid that now we have people that are teaching. I'm afraid in the next 20 years, our children may not have those that want to teach because no one is coming into the teaching profession, be it at the primary, secondary, or university level. No one is willing to come in. There's a school that is looking for lecturers in nursing science to lecture. Most of the nurses contacted that have their masters, even those that have PhD, they are not willing to go to the university. They are willing to work in the HMB, that is Health Management Board, or the Federal Medical Ministry of Health. They prefer to work in that axis than going for lecturing. So you can imagine, if we don't have enough hands that will train our nurses, is it not a pointer that we might just be having similar challenges? I know that they like, for the few people I contacted anyway, it's not saying by this statement that they don't have enough hands to train those in the nursing. They have enough hands for the schools that have established their nursing school. For those that are trying to establish, they are looking for more hands, and I pray they get. All right. So I think we need to really hear the voices of teachers. Government needs to do more. And I pray that the government of the day listens and thinks of how to adjust only the salary structure of the teachers, whether at the university, colleges of education, polytechnics, or the unity schools, so that the teachers can give in their best. Recently, not quite long before, there was a little stopgap. The volume of teachers wanting to run away from Nigeria to UK was very, very high. Thank God for TROCN that came into it and had to, bridge the gap to make sure that for you to travel out, you must have your TROCN certificate. So when UK government was looking for teachers that will come and teach in their high schools, one of the criteria was that you must have your TROCN. And I think I give kudos to the Teachers Registration Council, the registrar of that body, for that noble gesture and idea and for what they are doing. And then also, we need to also appreciate the government. It's not all the time we say they are not doing anything, they are not doing anything. Currently, there is a bursary scheme that if you are doing education, there is a particular amount of stipend that is given to the students. Of course, you just have to register in that scheme. It is not a loan, it's a bursary scheme. It's an allowance that is given to teachers. It is to enhance the teaching profession. It is to give credence to the teaching profession. So when you say all this, when you look at all this, then we can also say that the voices of teachers are heard. But when you look at the other side, yes, they are hearing the voices, they are doing their bit, but again, we still need more and more. If you leave me, I can talk from now till 6 p.m. So let me pause so that my boss can also have input in this matter. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Before I come to the Venerable Princess, you're a teacher, like Doctor has rightly said a lot. He said we can't rightly outright it that they are not being heard, or they are, and he mentioned some challenges being faced and what the government is doing. Need not say, okay, you work in a private school,
yes,
but definitely you have your own challenges. And
of course.
Please, can you outline and let's know.
I want to say thank you very much, Rachael, for this opportunity. And also thank you to Dr. Jeroh for all the detailed explanation he has made. A teacher, first and foremost, is a person who educates, who inspires, who empowers, and also motivates people. We have these people all over the world. You as a person out there, you were educated, empowered, inspired by a teacher before you became who you are today. Although we celebrate everybody's profession, but why are we here today to celebrate teachers specifically? It is because of what? These persons had the ones behind whoever you think you are today. Are you a doctor, an engineer, wherever you are positioned, the director in whatever department, a teacher made you. And so I want to also say kudos to the teachers from the elementary, nursery sections, to the primary, to the secondary, to the tertiary level of education. You have done so well. To all my teachers, I owe you a lot. I may not know your names all again, yeah, from the nursery section, but then you have done perfectly well for us, and that is why we are here today. And for the question you threw at me, we have a lot of challenges as teachers, ranging from like I'm a teacher, a born teacher, like I always tell people, and I've written books concerning who is a teacher in 2022, precisely August. Who is a teacher? Because a thing of concern, the word, like you said earlier, that our reward is in heaven, and I beg you, don't ever say such again. Our reward is here on earth. We want God will reward everybody.
All the rewards
Everybody, let's all go there and enjoy the heavenly blessings. But while we are here on earth, we must not be earthly useless. Permit me to use that word. We are useful to everybody. So why should our reward be shifted or postponed? We want our reward right here. Okay. So the challenge is one of the very challenges facing teachers across the country, whether as a private teacher, a private school teacher, or as a government employee, or as the case may be. We all are facing lots of challenges. Let me start from this 21st century technological aspects. There are a lot of changes across the globe, and teachers need to grow. But if you look into our world, once you acquire your NCE and your B.Ed, which is the basic certificate you need as a Nigerian to become a teacher, you will be relegated not to further, like you're satisfied at this junction, at this level, at this point. It's not supposed to be like that, because times are changing, seasons are changing, seasons are passing, and everybody needs to grow. Teachers need to grow. It's one basic challenge we have. We need to grow. You are not okay as an NCA teacher, an NCA holder, as a B.Ed holder. You are supposed to keep learning, just like you're training the students.
So this now, is it an individual problem, or is it coming from the government as it is now? Because you're doing this for yourself and not for the government. You become better person than you are. You don't want to just stay in one place. You want to forge ahead and get other knowledge, not just be relegated.
Now, thank you, Rachael. The point is this: teachers are builders. We build the future. We build the world. We build people, and at any level. So this point of whether the teacher is building his or herself shouldn't even be, because whatsoever the teacher is what the teacher can give. It is what you have that you give. If you don't have anything upstairs, you can't give. You can't impart anybody. Dr. Jeroh says something. In time to come, children may not have anybody to teach them in schools, because nobody wants to venture into teaching because of the problems facing teacher, especially the income, the money, the salary we earn. We are backward. Let me use that word. We are not paid like professionals. Like doctors are paid in hundreds of thousands, but when it comes to teachers, it's as if we beg the government or the authority to pay us this money. It's not supposed to be like that. We have worked hard and we are still working. Teachers don't rest. We don't have a resting time. Whether you're at home, we work. Whether you are in the office, in your classes, you're working. So teachers should be paid, well paid. So if you're going to acquire more knowledge, it is not solely for yourself. It is for the world. It is for everybody. But the point here I'm trying to strike is that teachers need more knowledge. As an organization, if you're a school owner, a proprietor, a proprietress, the teacher under you needs more knowledge. Some teachers will serve a particular school for years. Some have stayed for 20-something years with gray hairs, and it is that certificate they brought in there that still sustains them. Permit me to remind you of our time, those days. There is this thing we have, it was grade 2 teachers then. But subsequently, we notice that like a month or two, you won't see a particular teacher. And they will say he or she is on course or something. I can remember that. I don't know.
Long holidays.
I think something like that. You will not.
Holidays.
They keep encouraging teachers to add knowledge. There are specific courses that are supposed to be given to teachers, even though not to go to the school, go back to the school and learn. There are courses that should be spread across that can develop teachers. We have skills here and there now. Like I mentioned, the technological aspect of the world now. Many teachers lack knowledge. They are not progressing with the season and time. So the government should help us look into this, in as much as we want our children and our future generations to get better, to improve, to become greater than we are. We should empower the teachers to acquire more knowledge.
Okay. Thank you so much for your thoughts so far.
Thank you, Rachael.
Coming to you, Venerable, I know you must not teach in the classroom before we'll call you an educator.
Fortunately,
okay.
I'm a trained teacher.
Oh, wow. You
Okay,
can imagine. The house is
I'm
filled.
a BSc in education. I did combine on education religion.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes, so I'm supposed to
This
be
is
teaching.
massive.
I'm supposed to be teaching. So
In
that's
the
why.
classroom. Okay, so I'll combine this
sorry,
question
because of
to
what he said now.
Yes.
Maybe you choose not to teach because of.
Is it
No,
a bit?
no.
I guess
just
no,
trying
no,
to be
no.
curious,
I was already a priest.
Okay.
I started my work with my diploma in theology and religion. I deliberately decided to diversify into the teaching profession because I love the profession.
Very well.
I appreciate what the teachers are doing. The teachers make the society.
Very well.
Whatever civilization you see in the society is the making of the teachers. So
love that.
I love it, and I wanted to taste what it is. And more so, I discovered that the work of a priest, like the word of a priest should be a teaching minister.
It's true. It's
who
true.
will teach the gospel, a priest is a reformer, who will reshape the life of people. So these are elements of teaching, and so the priest and the teachers are friends.
Yes, of course. You are still on track.
That's why I say you will be rewarded. We will be rewarded in heaven.
Here on earth and in heaven.
Both here and
now I'm happy.
Okay, coming to this question now. Today also marks the 141 anniversary of the Boys Brigade being celebrated.
Wow.
So your take on this? I know this organization, like call it an organization, it's there to groom the boys, not the boys in particular. We have females too, boys and girls brigade in it. So your take on it, and I'm sure not just how to come parade with their uniforms, they also inculcate other things into them. So as they celebrate today, your take on this day before I go to Dr. Jeroh.
Let me congratulate the organization. I congratulate myself because I'm also a chaplain to the Boys Brigade.
Oh wow.
And by the grace of God, I was one time the state treasurer for Boys Brigade in Edo State.
Wow.
Yes, the state treasurer for Boys Brigade in Edo State. So I want to congratulate the Boys Brigade. Boys Brigade is a solid organization and whose work revolves around teaching and reformation of the life of the young kids, and they are doing a lot. The Boys Brigade structure is such a way that it inculcates discipline. It tried to
The
bring
discipline part, I so much love that.
It brings about regimentalization of life. It helps people to pattern their life, to do things orderly, decently, and uniformly, and that is needed in the society for teams, team spirit. If Boys Brigade try to forge team spirit, and that is needed everywhere, whether in office, in school, in church, in company. People should learn to work together,
because that is we are really lacking behind such aspect.
Like the Bible says, house that is divided against itself cannot stand. So in Boys Brigade we are taught on how to work together. If you are marching, you raise your step at the same time, you turn at the same time, and do it uniformity
is power.
Know that you are not alone. You are working in company of other. You are a body, and if anything happens to that body, it affects us. So you find out that it's a very solid organization. I want to say that Boys Brigade is a very good organization, and they have helped our children. They have helped impacted positively on our society, and so we use this opportunity to congratulate them.
Okay, now to thank you very much to Dr. Jeroh. I'll give you 60 seconds. I know it's not enough. We're running out of time. Today we celebrate the Boys Brigade anniversary, the 141 years of since they've been founded. So your take on this, and you can sum it up and wrap up with your last word as we conclude today's discussion. Thank you, sir.
Right. On that issue, I'm also proud to say I was once a member of the Boys Brigade, first Ethiopian company in Delta State. I was a lieutenant, and as time goes on, other things were coming in, so we had to leave it for the boys. So that they could continue from where we stopped. And so it's also what has formed my discipline background. And I'm so glad to know that my boss there, the national director, is the chaplain of Boys Brigade. I will also want to continue to congratulate them and to encourage those who are in the brigade to uphold the tenets of the core, as it were, in the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. And then to wrap it up on the issue of teachers, I forgot to mention too that there is Martina Teachers of the Year Award. I think this year, 2024, a 10 million naira stake is on ground. I competed. I didn't get to the state level. I encourage all teachers to look out for such opportunities and then see that they get there, because the national winner, the person that's going to win this year, is going home with 10 million, and then they are building a project in his or her school, and for 1 year Martina will take care of the person, give them the Martina, and send them to UK for further studies. And then summarily on teachers,
that is what we want.
Schools, the private institutions do not encourage capacity development. But again, I will tell you, as a teacher, you must develop yourself. If you are waiting for government to do that, I pity you, because at the end of the day, it might not be possible. I know there are programs for those who are working in government. There is the TTTP program, which encourages training of teachers. But at a point, it got stopped because of insufficient funds. I'm a PhD holder today because I had to develop myself. So you need to develop yourself. And that's where I will also encourage those who have private schools to see that they encourage their teachers to grow. Because most of them too, they feel when they grow the teachers, they will also leave them. So they don't want them to leave them, especially the best ones that they have. But find a way to get yourself upgraded and updated. Because the truth is, I keep saying, the money you are looking for is no more in the bank. The money you are looking for is in the internet, is on capacity building. When you build yourself to that level where you'll be sought out for, then you will have made yourself. And it is only a teacher, and it's only the teaching profession that can enable you to further your education if you actually desire to further education. I believe, apart from those who are in private establishment, those teachers in government establishments that did not go back to school, it is just excuse on their laziness, unquote. That's the truth. Because I'm in a government school. There are holidays. We have holiday programs. We have sandwich programs. We have weekend programs. Can't you pick on any of these programs and run your program? And then the environment you find yourself, any environment you find yourself teaching, there are state schools, private schools, government-owned institutions that are running programs. For some that I've mentored, when they saw that I've got my PhD, they are going back to school. And there are weekend programs. Some of my colleagues now are doing weekend programs. Friday after closing, you are not using government time. Saturday, what are you doing? You want to go to party? Forget this party now and go back to school. I told a young man who keyed in on that opportunity and privilege. Today, I met him as a lab attendant. Today, as we speak, he has got his first degree, and I'm encouraging him to go for his master's and PhD. So that's what I have to say to teachers. We are ahead, our voices are ahead. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what is right. Don't evade your classes. Don't dodge going to classes. Don't avoid doing what is expected of you, because that's what you are being paid for. On the day of judgment, that's what they are going to ask you. What did you do with the time and privilege we give to you as a teacher to mentor and then bring up this young generation? It's my duty to mentor them, and that's why today I'm being called the teacher of teachers. To God be the glory. Thank God. Thank the Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion. I also thank my revered Venerable Unuayan, the National Director of Civic and Political Affairs, that also given me a platform to teach. And then they have groomed me. They also groomed me to become a counselor. So I'm equally a teacher and a counselor in the church. And so thank you, sir. Thank the ACNNTV, and thank the viewers for taking time out to listen to us. Teachers, I say a big thank you, and I say big congratulations. Don't touch that die. Keep watching ACNTV. Thank you.
Thank you so very much,
Thank
Dr.
you very
Jeroh.
much, Doctor.
So, Venerable, your last word in 30 seconds. So just
everything you do, try to do it well. And don't forget, there is reward for everything. Yes, I encourage a government to try to look into the welfare of teachers, to try to look into in-house training and sponsorship for them, and try to remunerate them in the way that they will be encouraged. Because these are the people we entrust our little ones to. You know, when we were reading education, they talk about tabula rasa, that the heart of a child is like a clean slate.
It's very clean.
It's the teachers that have to write
Yes.
what they want to write on it. So people like that should not be left to be walking and murmuring and be grumbling. No, they should be well remunerated. I think teachers should be more paid than politicians. Yes, if we really know what we are doing, teachers should be more revered than politicians. Yes, you see, if we do that, the society will be better for it, because they will help us to shape the future of our children. More so that society is becoming so dynamic and so choking that parents now leave their children in the hands of the teachers. Children stay more even in school now. So people are going to take care of these kids for that long. Don't get them angry. Don't make them to be doing the job with difficulties. No, it will not be to the advantage of the society. And ultimately, I want to encourage the teachers, starting from my sister here to all our colleagues out there.
Thank you very much,
don't worry, reward is also there in heaven.
It should be here on earth.
If they did not give everything to you here, don't be discouraged. We are very sure. As a priest, I can tell you that of heaven will not fail.
Sure. Okay, Princess, in 10 seconds.
Okay,
please.
thank you very much, Rachael. Thank you, Venerable. I really appreciate that. Okay, to our parents out there, please appreciate your teachers. On a day like this, it is meant for you to say thank you to teachers. And to the government, you can do better. We appreciate your effort, but then we need you to please look into empowering teachers. Teachers are doing so much. Please empower your teachers, because the future of your children lies in the hands of these teachers. If they don't have anything in their brain, they have nothing to offer your children. So to teachers out there, from kindergarten to the tertiary level of education, luckily for me, I have acquired my master's degree just last week. Thank you so much. So I want to encourage all teachers out there, no matter how much you are paid, irrespective of wherever you're operating, please remember to improve and develop yourself. It will go a long way. Opportunities may fall in places for you in the nearest future. I celebrate you all. Thank you, teachers, for all you do.
Thank you so much, Princess.
Thank you, Rachael.
Venerable, thank you for your thoughts so far. We are grateful for always obliging us whenever we call. And to Dr. Jeroh, we wish you a quick recovery and thank you for your time spent on this program. And we wish you Happy Teachers Day once again. So to all teachers all over the world, all the efforts and hard work you invested to bring out the best in us can never be repaid in mere words. We can only feel grateful for having a teacher like you. And also to the Boys Brigade worldwide as they celebrate their 141st anniversary of advancing Christ's kingdom all over the world. We say, bless, O God, the Boys Brigade, and give to it the greater power to advance thy kingdom throughout the world. Grant in thy mercy that every member, past and present, may prove steadfast in his fight against evil and true in his allegiance to thee. Help us in times of temptation, make us strong when we are weak. Give us courage in difficulties, and finally, by your mercy, bring them into thy everlasting kingdom through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. And to viewers, this is the much we can bring to you on the show today. Let's do this again, same time, same station next week. Have a blessed weekend and stay safe. I am Rachael Egbunu. Bye for now.